just the uncomfortability of getting caught up in something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've seen situations happen to myself.
What's the craziest situation you got caught up in?
I can't even think.
Why you?
You know what? Honestly, I can't think. Let me say this, and I'm not gonna put no names out there, but a friend of mine, he was dating this girl, and we was all at the club, and he was like, man, I'm about to, we going to the club, da da da. Old girl's supposed to be coming over, after we get home from the club. I was like, oh, okay, cool, whatever. So we chilling, we kicking at the club. Next thing you know, me and the homies, we leave, we go to the house, we chilling. And him and old girl, they come in the house, they go in his bedroom, cool. So me and my homies, my one homie, we in there sleep in the living room. He on a little small love seat. I'm on the big couch, we knocked out. Next thing you know, we get up in the morning, and we sitting there just talking, chopping it up. And we like, old boy in there with this girl, blah, blah, blah. And then we hear the door open downstairs. And we hear, hello. And we know that this is his girlfriend. I'm thinking to myself, like, one, why was the door unlocked? Right? Two, why did she just come in? Or did she come in with a key or what? And I'm like, oh, wait a minute. He is in there with that other girl. So it's like, hello.
Where were you at?
Me and my homie was in the living room.
The living room, okay.
And I look at him, he looked at me, he was like, is that his girl? I was like, I think so.
I whispered just like that. So I whispered just like that.
Right. We was like, oh, shit. She said it again. Hello, is anybody in there? So she got to come up the steps to get to the living room level. We hear step, step, step. We both was like this.
I love the way you're explaining this, man.
We both act like we was. We both look at
snoring and shit. Did y'all do the fake snore?
We on the couch. We like.
Hey, when you fake snore, do you let the apnea kick in?
Right? So we on the couch, right? And he come out the room. He's like, oh, y'all got somebody? I was like, no. So I lay back down.
I know you, so I'm just picturing you in this situation, man.
I was like this. He said what he said. I was like this. No. So he go to the top of the steps. He start walking down. They like meet at the landing right there. He's like, what is you doing here? And she's like, what you mean, what am I doing here? I came to see you. He was like, wait a minute. How did you get in my house? He was like, did you break in or did you get a key made? He was like, man, come downstairs, let me talk to you. She was like, okay. So they walked downstairs. She was like, wait a minute, how come we can't talk? Nah, hold up, something ain't right. So she come upstairs. Me and old boy was like, all right. So she come upstairs. She go in the room. She look around, and we sitting there looking at each other like. Next thing you know, he's like, "Come here, let me talk to you downstairs." And she's like, "Nah, nigga, nah." She go in this room. This is the funniest part. She look around. She don't see nothing. She opened the closet door. The girl grabs the knob and closes it back.
Did it work?
The girl closes the door back as if it was like, nothing to see here, it's closed. She was like, what the fuck is this? You know what I mean? She's like, you might as well come out now. She was like, I ain't got no beef with you. You know what I'm saying? You're not my dude, blah, 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 blah. So I guess the girl was just sitting in there like looking stupid. And my boy goes up in there and look, and he was like, He said later, he was thinking like, what is you doing in the closet? So she was like, I ain't got no beef with you, but you, why would you do me like this? Da 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 da. So first she said she had no beef with her, and then she was like, and then you could have cheated on me with somebody that looked better than me. Look at this big bad body. She started frying the girl, dude. And I'm sitting here thinking to myself, like, I know he is so uncomfortable that he got caught up in this. You know what I mean?
I wonder what the backstory is. They was in a relationship.
Yeah, they were boyfriend girlfriend.
Damn.
So I don't know if I don't know what happened if like one of my because like there was a couple of us that we came home, we was chilling, and then some of the homies they had left. I don't know if somebody left and didn't lock the door or what the scenario was, but even still going back to the accountability. Let's say if one of my homies left and didn't lock the door, he could have been like, man, whoever left and didn't lock the door, they had me caught up.
Yeah.
No, nigga, you got somebody in the closet with a woman.
Yeah,
Be
real
accountable
shit.
for your own stuff.
And that's why I think there's so many grown adults who still don't understand their actions and how it affects people because they don't hold themselves accountable. They blame other people for their actions.
Right.
I think that's still a bad thing that happens.
Yeah, but like I said, man, just knowing how uncomfortable that, like I was uncomfortable for him.
Yeah, for real.
You know what I mean? And for me, man, like I honestly can't think of anything that I've ever went through that was uncomfortable like that.
I think one uncomfortable moment for me was I was on this date one time. This was in Arkansas, and this was like right before school went out. And this girl, she wanted to see me because we was talking and courting or whatever you call it. And so it was like, all right, let's
Wait 1 minute.
It's like we going, what? What you laughing at, Sam?
The funniest story.
Okay.
We don't have to talk about it.
Okay.
We're not going to talk about it.
Wait a minute. Which story you talking about? Hold on. Don't. Wait a minute. For me or you?
For you.
Oh.
The funniest story you told me when you said you.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hold on. Don't even give details. What if I'm telling it?
Okay.
Which one you talking about? All right. Let me. Then tell me after the story. Tell me after the story. All right. So I'm on a date.
God, this is the funniest story.
This might not
ever.
be the story, so don't think it's too funny. So we was on this date, man. We go to the movies because she wanted to go see. It was some chick flick because I remember being so bored. But I'm like, man, whatever I got to do. And so we go to the movies, and we get popcorn because of course I love popcorn. The end of the movie it's been like an hour and a half. My stomach starts rumbling.
Yes, thank you, God.
Sam, you silly. And my stomach starts to rumble. And I'm like, man, I gotta use the bathroom, man. But I'm like, this movie should be over by now. And lo and behold, man, they start singing. I'm like, yes. The motherfucking credits start coming on. I'm like, yes. We get up and get ready to leave. And I'm like, yes. Bathroom's right there. I'm like, you know what? My stomach's not even hurt no more. We about to get ready to go back to the dorms. Let's do it. So we get in the car, and she's about to drop me off at the dorms. I see the dorms right here, and I'm on the freeway, and she's like, hey, man. She was a really high-pitched voice. She's like, I'm going to miss you so much. Can we just hang out a little longer? I'm like, fuck it. Let's do it, man. Let's chill. Because she was cool as fuck, man. And so we go downtown, which is like 7 minutes from the school, and we hanging out, we walking down on the waterfront and shit, man, just talking, man, having a good conversation. She was dope as shit. Then I remember walking, man, and I felt my stomach started hurting. I was like, it's back. And then I was like, I was looking around because I realized this wasn't gonna hold. The bathroom was probably where that door was, and I was like, hey, baby, I'm about to go to the bathroom real quick. I gotta pee. I'll be right back. Because I felt like it was embarrassing to say I had the shit. Man, I got to walk, and I might be where Margo, where y'all at, and my mons pubis start cramping up.
Your what?
Mons pubis. You know what a mons pubis is?
Yeah.
The mons pubis started cramping up. No, you. And next thing you know, everything started coming out. I know real body parts, and I just started shitting on myself, man. And I stood there and I stopped. And I remember she was like, "You ain't shit." She was like, "You better not be shitting on yourself, man." I'm like, "Girl, no." Because I was really sitting there trying to hold my ass cheeks together, but I was trying to make it look like I was thinking. I was like, but that was diarrhea, that motherfucker. It's like the harder I held it, the more it came out, man. That shit.
How are you doing the thinking man pose, standing up?
Girl, you crazy. I'm just trying to think. Let me go ahead and squash. As I look back, she probably knows. Or probably knew, but I went in the bathroom anyway. And I let the rest out that was remaining. And I took my boxers off, but it was all in my pants, all down my legs. And I'm looking for soap. There was no soap. There was no ammonia. There was no dishwashing detergent. There was no them little things that go in the toilet bowls. There wasn't none of them. It was water, just faucets. And I'm sitting there trying to rinse it out. She's like, "I'm getting scared, man. It's getting late. What are you doing?" I was like, "Man, you won't believe what happened to me." In the most lying tone ever. Man, man, I stepped in some shit. It's all on my shoes, so you gonna smell it. She's like, "What?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm trying to get it off, but it ain't working." And I called my friend.
Oh my God.
I called my roommate Willie. And I was like, "Willie."
Funniest.
I was like, "Willie, man, listen. Real quick. I'm downtown. I just shot on myself." This nigga said, "You did what?" This is when he must have put it on speakerphone. Said, "Say it again."
With a room full of people.
I was like, "Man, I just took a shit on myself, and I'm down here with Tasha. Can you please come pick me up?" Everybody busts out laughing. I'm like, this motherfucker. So I hung up in his face, of course. Called my friend DJ, DJ, "Hey, terrible, I need you to come pick me up. I took a shit on myself." He's like, "Nigga, I'm an hour away. Just tell her to take you home." I can't do that, DJ. But he's like, he couldn't help me either. So I ended up having to go back out there. And I was like, "Hey, man, it's getting late. There's shit all on my shoes. Let's go." So we get ready. We go to her car. She smells it, of course, because we outside, so it's not bad. And I'm like, "All right, I'm going to get in the back seat." Because I don't.
Used to it.
I was by then.
It was bad to her.
No, it wasn't as bad as it was going to get. So we got in the car, and I tried to get in the back seat. She's like, "You can't sit back there. My son sits back there." She had the car seat back there.
You should have sat in the car seat and blamed it on the son.
I was like, "Damn, I got to get in the front." So as soon as I get in the front seat of her broken windowed car, all she smells is the shit. And she's like, "I'm going to throw up. Oh, my God."
And you said she had a high-pitched voice?
Yeah. Yeah, that was probably the most awkward situation. One of the most awkward situations I was in, man, because I really was like,
No.
I don't know.
You said you called your boy. He was like, "I ain't coming to get
Oh,
you.
yeah,
You better figure it out."
Yeah, at all. He wasn't coming at all. Yeah, he's like, "I'm not coming to get you. You got to figure it out." Yeah, some fucked up shit. So, I'm overly traumatized. If y'all ever call me because y'all shattered yourself, I'm coming.
Bruh.
I'm coming to help you, Sam. You don't got to explain shit. You getting older? I ain't going to ask you no questions. It's just S, remember,
It's not happening.
Okay. But if
I will be down at the point.
But if you call me.
In the middle of Juneteenth. And drop my pants. And let that monster loose.
You say that now.
I'm sitting there with underwear full of chili. It's not happening.
Man, it was probably one of the most embarrassing moments of my life.
What? Listen, I don't know that dude, but I don't like him after all these years.
Nah, Willie ain't shit.
Because he said, I ain't coming. You got to figure that out.
Yeah.
After
put me
he
on
put you
speakerphone.
on speakerphone.
Put me on speakerphone.
That is not your friend.
Nah, I felt it all in my mind.
Dude, unfriend him right now. Block him.
And luckily, when I got back, when she dropped me off at the doors, man, there was nobody in the lobby. And I was like, "Oh, thank God." I pushed the elevator button. I was like, "Please don't let nobody be on the elevator." Nobody was on the elevator. I got on the elevator. I had to go to the third floor. And I was like, "One more prayer, Jesus. Please don't because the second floor was the girls' floor. I was like, "Please don't let nobody get on the elevator, go onto the third floor." because that would have been the second floor, and nobody got on. Then I went.
Did you
to my
have
room.
jeans on?
I had jeans on, brand new jeans. You see, I don't wear jeans no more. When the last time you seen me wear jeans? Any of y'all ever seen me in jeans? Fuck jeans.
Clearly.
Man,
So what happened when you went to the room?
I just took a shower.
Who was in the room?
Nobody. Nobody was in the room. Nobody was there. I went, took a shower, threw the shit away, literally, and just
Literally.
So yeah, and that was funny enough. That was the summer. That summer was the summer I came to Pittsburgh. So
you brought that shit to Pittsburgh.
This is why things are fucked up here because of that.
They kicked you out of Arkansas or wherever you went to school.
And I brought my shit here, but I stayed with my brother in Troy Hill. He asked me to come here for the summer to visit him, and he proud. Teddy, actually, my oldest brother was
Come on, Teddy.
He asked me to stay with him for the summer, so I
Did
came.
he know you shit on yourself?
I don't think I told him.
That's why he let you stay.
That's why he let me come.
If he knew that, he'd have been like, nah, you got to get an Airbnb.
You know what? When I was there, bro, I itched so bad. I don't talk about this often, but I blamed it on Pittsburgh. But now I'm like, man, maybe this place wasn't as sanitary as I thought it was. I used to itch really bad every day.
Because you shit on yourself.
This is why you can't tell some people shit. Everything is gonna be because I shat on myself for the next few times. Like man, these fucking bill collectors, that's because you shat on yourself.
Right, but on some real, like if you'd have called me, I'd have came and got you. I'd have put like trash bags on the seat.
You would have came and got me.
Bruh, absolutely.
As hard as you laughed, I hope.
Listen, I'm not gonna leave you out there, man.
I hope you would have, man.
Like that's the type of cat that I am. I'm gonna laugh.
Hey, listen.
I'm gonna laugh.
Listen, when I was
coming to get you and taking you back, I'm gonna laugh.
No, I'll receive it as long as I didn't have to ride with her.
Right, cool exactly. Now, have you talked to her since then?
Nah. I talked to her, but again, I came to Pittsburgh that summer, so like our conversation.
I wonder why.
Once I was up here, it was kind of like, and then I ended up staying for like until December. So I came up here in May. When I was on my way up here, one of the funniest things happened too.
What year did you come here?
This was 2008.
Okay.
2008.
I just stopped selling cars then. How old was you?
I don't know. 30? Oh, no, 20 something.
Yeah, I was selling cars at Century 3 Chevrolet.
In Pittsburgh.
Minutes from where the mall used to be.
Look, on my way, so I got a bus ticket. My mom got me a bus ticket to come up here. And I was in El Dorado, they didn't have a Greyhound bus. They had like these little shuttle buses that took us to like Malvern or Little Rock or something. Then we would catch a connecting bus to go further on. And this is where like internet had just came out, cell phones was kind of there. And this guy was like telling me about he's getting ready to go to Texas. He's like, I'm about to get this connecting bus to Texas, man, to go see this girl I met online. I'm like, damn, that's beautiful. I'm like, what she look like? Oh man, look at her. He showed me a picture of her. He showed me pictures of her like in like lingerie. I was like, this thing's fishy, but hey, okay, whatever. And so I kind of let him talk. He's just like how much he loved her and all this other stuff. I swear that as soon as I got to Pittsburgh, I don't know what it was, but that picture ended up circulating around, and I ended up seeing it, and it was Sydney Starr. Anybody know who Sydney Starr is? Do you know who Sydney Starr? Y'all don't know who Sydney Starr is? You should Google her. But I didn't know who it was, and I wish well, now kind of. I want y'all to Google for people that don't know, and then the story will make more sense of why I wish I would have known this information when he was telling me about this story. Sydney Starr is actually I
already know what you're gonna say.
Transsexual? Is that the proper term?
I think so.
She's a transsexual woman. She went from man to woman, and I don't know. And also more important, and also realized that this was a celebrity quote unquote, and not his girlfriend. And I didn't know that at the time when he was explaining it to me either. I was like, because he didn't say her name was Sid. He said her name was like, I think like Gina or something. It was like, yeah, he about to go meet the love of his life. They about to get married. And I remember that happened on the way to Pittsburgh.
I wonder, was he trying to play you to see what you thought? He'd be like, oh yeah, she's beautiful. He'd be like, ha ha ha.
No,
you know what I mean?
No, I think I don't know. I don't think he knew. I think he just found a girl on the internet and was just trying to. What I think a lot of guys do, because I've done it before. I've tried to be like, yeah, I got these girls. I remember being in high school, be like, I got a girl in Did I get catfished?
Yeah,
I don't think I've been catfished.
Oh, okay.
I don't think I've been catfished. Have you been catfished?
No.
Have y'all been catfished?
Computer love.
I haven't met a lot of people that's actually been catfished. Actually,
The only thing that I know as far as somebody being catfish is, like somebody. Let's say a friend of mine. He was like, there was this girl he used to talk to, and then they linked up like years later after they became grown. They was in high school, and then years later they became grown and they linked up. And he was like, and she showed up and she was like,
motherfucker.
3 times as big.
If you met somebody on Black Planet and you don't meet them until,
No, but I'm saying he knew her.
but has she changed?
But hear what I'm saying. It wasn't necessarily a catfish because he knew her. It was her. Yada yada yada. But in high school, she
Right,
was
that's what
like,
I'm saying. Over
lickety
time,
plow. And then at 40 years old, she was like,
I'm sure both of them changed over time. Yeah.
nah, not him.
Oh,
He still looked like his high school yearbook.
well, he didn't push out a baby then.
Neither did she.
Oh, well, life happened.
I mean, I'm not. Like,
I ain't
I'm not,
no.
I'm not tripping.
I'm just like,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
But no, he was like, that's what I'm saying. It's not a catfish.
Right.
But it was just, he was like,
I don't think I ever met somebody that's like they got like catfish.
true catfish.
Yeah, true catfish. Like this is a completely different person. I know people that got scammed. I know, again, my childhood friend was in DC and him chasing sex. I feel like what do you call it when you think and this may not be a thing, when you think you're like the shit. Is that like a thing where people feel like they're more than what they are? I think
Absolutely.
I heard a term for that. What is it? Huh? Arrogant? Arrogance.
Is there a specific word you're looking for?
Arrogance. That don't taste right. Arrogance. Yeah, we're like, arrogance.
I'm like, hey Google, what is the definition of arrogance?
Arrogance is used as a noun to mean
I knew that was gonna happen.
being arrogant, similarly to haughtiness and conceit. Do you want to hear arrogance used?
Okay, no. So where arrogance don't taste right is I'm thinking that I don't know if he knows. Like I don't think he has an awareness of who he is. I think that's the term. When you don't know who you are, it's not an imposter. That's not imposters. But anyways, like he really feels like he's a shit. And what's up? That's what's up. Because I used to think that about him too. And
You used to think he was the shit?
yeah, I admired him. I don't
So
hang
let
with
me
no,
ask you this.
Yeah.
Were y'all both wrong or are y'all both right?
probably both. I think he's a
Y'all
shit.
both wrong and right?
He's a shit in his own right.
Okay.
But what I see for him was so much greater than where he turned out.
And this is the reason why I asked that. I used to work at a company called Reach Brothers years ago, a little telemarketing joint downtown.
Right.
And I became a supervisor.
Right.
And you know me, I like to have a good time, whoop de whoop. And there was this dude. He lived in the renewal center, like a little halfway house
Right.
downtown. And we had a bunch of people who lived in the renewal center, and they was about to get fired. And I talked to my boss about them. I'm like, look, their supervisor is not doing a good job with them. So how you gonna fire them if the
Right.
supervisor's not doing it? So he said, what do you suggest? I said, let me work with them for a couple of weeks. And if they don't change, then let them go. He said,
Right.
cool. I worked with them. They ended up being like some of the best people that we had. So the one dude was like, and I called them into the training room, and I locked the door and I closed the blinds. And I was just like, look, they about to let all y'all go unless y'all turn this thing around. I don't care what y'all think about me. I don't care what y'all feel about y'all could think I'm an Uncle Tom or a sellout or whatever. But if y'all want to work here and get this money, let's work together. If not, and you want to act funny, I could call the renewal center and say that you threatened me, and they'll take you out of here and lock you back up. Just straight like that, right? So I said, so if y'all want to work with me, cool. And if not, we can make some changes. And we was done. And then I worked with them, and like I said, they became better people and better agents. So the one dude was like, hey, can I holler at you for a minute? I said, yeah. So this is probably about a month or two after that. So we go in the training room. He said, man, listen, I just want to apologize to you. And I was like, what? He was like, I was looking at you like, this nigga think he the shit. He was just like, I just felt like you were so arrogant and cocky and everything like that. And then after you had that conversation with us, and then you started working with us, I realized I was hating. He said, because you didn't do anything to anybody that was negative. The only thing that you've done since, like, I've been here is help people get better and laugh and joke and have a good time with people. So he's like, here I am thinking, he think he the shit, but in all actuality, you are the shit. And that, like, blew my mind because I never had nobody say that about me before, like, in that way. And we became pretty cool, man. That's why I was just like, when you start talking about your friend, I'm like, is that true, though? Like, you know, because, like, some people might think I have this particular opinion about myself because of the way I carry myself.
Right.
And I remember my pastor, shout out to Pastor Barr, rest in peace, he said that confidence is the sweet spot between conceit and despair. Right? So confidence is the sweet spot between conceit and despair. So there's some people who are just overly conceited. And for me, I've seen that. And then when I get to know these people, I realize that they're so insecure that it's like they have to project this particular image to make other people to believe that they're here, even though they don't believe it.
Oh yeah. And so, no, I agree with you. I 1,000% think it's insecurities that he has. That doesn't allow him to reach his potential.
Right.
And so he wears these other things as mirages. Like he's. I remember I asked him to come up here for a photo shoot for his birthday, and he was like, "I don't want to take pictures in the same stuff that I wear because if I post it, women gonna know I took pictures in it." And I'm like,
What?
This is a guy who's never had a professional photo shoot before. We've been friends since the 4th grade, and I own a production company, and I'm like, bro, I will fly you up here. You can see the things that I'm working on, and we'll give you a professional photo shoot. And you don't want to do it because you don't want to wear something that you're going to post on Instagram because the girls that's what I mean why I see so much more for him. When he, I remember the only time he came here is actually what led to him having another child is he was like, he came into the studio space. He hadn't been invested in BTBSN at all and what we do, what we stand for, the growth, sharing content, none of that. But he was like, being in the studio, he was like, man, you know what? We can get all kind of bitches in here. We can sit here, we can tell them that we got a studio, act like we're going to give them a record deal, and we don't got to give a record deal. We get them in here, we can fuck them, and I'm going to get on Tinder right now, see if I can find some girls. And I'm listening to him. He sat there, and I thought he was joking. He downloaded Tinder while I'm working and is connecting with girls. I'm like, hey, I work for this space, bro. I don't want you inviting some stranger in here just to have sex with her and lie to her. That affects my business. People not going to want to work with me because I'm like, no, he just going to, like, do you understand? But that's what I mean by so much more for him. Like he's been in opportunities to excel. This is a fit 6'4", athletic motherfucker that I used to look at and be like, man, he can do anything in life. Like I looked at him when we were children, like, man, if I could be like him, I could do anything. Because I know he was a star athlete in school. He didn't even graduate and didn't tell us. We thought he was, we didn't know he wasn't graduating because he didn't show up at graduation. We all went back like, hey, why didn't you show up? He's like, man, I ain't got the grades. I'm like, how do you not, why didn't you talk to us? Why didn't you tell us? But he wears this facade every day and does what he needs to do to look a certain kind of way, the insecurities. Yeah. And it's killing him. And it's keeping him further and further behind because he's making these toxic decisions. One of the last time I talked to him, probably the second to last time I talked to him, because it helps me understand we don't have much in common. He was like, he's at some girl's house waiting for another girl to hit him back, but she think he's playing, so he probably gonna stop fucking with her. I'm like, wait, you at a girl's house in her bed and you're mad because you think another girl's playing you? I'm like, bro, at some point, these girls get old enough to not want to deal with your bullshit. I was like, you weren't, because he was in the military. I was like, bro, you can go get your GED. You can go to college for free.
Wait, he had to get his GED to get in the military.
No, they
right?
didn't. No, they didn't care. Oh, and that made him not care.
I thought you had to have that to get into the military.
Nah, they didn't care, man. And it kept, and so by the time he got done serving, he felt like he was doing good enough in life. He's an adult enough where he felt like, I feel like he didn't feel like he needed it anymore.
Wow.
And it's like, I remember, so even when he got, I love him so much, and I hate this is for him. But it's like I'm constantly, even with him, man, I'm like, I see where his situation is, and I see where he is in life. As he thinks he's happy. Like when I talk to him, he's only confidently saying these things because one, I used to be there too. I used to be saying bitches ain't shit while I'm choosing these women and I'm also hurting them.
Yeah.
And then I'm also holding myself back. He feels like he doesn't, and even he was like, Tinder made me have kids. He's like, Tinder, that accountability factor.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, bro, why? You didn't have to be on Tinder. Because when he went back to Arkansas, he was still on Tinder and swiping. Yeah. And then a few months later, he's like, man, I think I got these 2 girls pregnant, man. I met them off Tinder. And blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, man, and again, this is what I'm like, I see so much for you. Just as much as I see for myself.
But sometimes you can't want more for somebody
You
than
can't.
they want for themselves.
You can't. And I put that energy back into me. I'm like, whatever he's struggling with, I got to remember that was me one time. And if I don't put the foot on the gas and keep getting better, I can easily get back right there. Yeah. So I don't change people no more. I learn from people. When I meet people and they're like, I want to be a photographer. And I'm like, we got a free photography club right next door. The people in this community that sit here and say the things that they want and we provide opportunity and they don't show up for themselves.
Right.
I'm like, I can't take that personal. I got to remember how hard it is to show up for yourself and keep doing it for me.
And a lot of times you'll have that, right? Like, prime example, me and a lot of other people be like, man, I want to lose 70 pounds.
Right.
And they get me a gym right next
right,
door.
Right.
You
Facts.
know what I mean?
Facts. Because it's sometimes it feels easier to care for other people. Mm-hmm. It feels easier to be like, hey, what are you going through and how can I support you than me to be accountable enough to hope that, and that's why I don't put energy trying to save people or change people. I just want to be the change. I don't have to change my staff. I don't have to do anything. Right. I just have to continue to work on myself, picking stuff up when I see it, and then they start doing it too.
And that goes back when you said, when you said the way your mom treated you and the things that she taught you, it was like you was trying to save everything. You know what I mean?
Yep, and it became,
So let me ask you this. At what point in time do you either A, cut somebody off, or B, distance yourself from them because you recognize that I want more for you than you want for yourself, and you not trying to go get it, and I can't keep giving you that energy because I'm wasting it on you when I could put it either on myself or somebody who can actually flourish from this energy.
I think people cut me off. Like, he don't answer the phone. I've called him like randomly because I love people.
Right. So why do you keep reaching out to him?
Because there was a time when I struggled and nobody cared. Nobody asked me why I did the things that I did.
Yeah.
But if you did and you gave me a space to really understand me, it would have helped me understand why I did what I did. I don't believe there's bad people. I think there's people that's out here hurting. I don't believe he's a bad person for him choosing himself.
Right.
He has fucked up norms. And I know how hard it is for me to turn down sex. I know how hard it is for me not to pursue women that I don't know because they're attractive. I know that's very hard. That is something I battle with almost every day.
But you was talking about practice before.
Mm-hmm. But I had to be aware to practice it.
Have you ever, I mean, it might sound weird if you've never done it, but have you ever said, you know what, I'm a practice not having sex.
Yeah.
Or I'm a practice not reaching out or.
Yeah, I was abstinent for a while.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I practiced because I realized how much, 2020 was when I realized how much power sex had over me. Mm-hmm. And so I was like, I'm practicing abstinence. Yeah. And because I wanted to meet people for who they were and not how they looked, whatever trauma I had. I didn't want a relationship. I didn't want sex. I just wanted to meet people. Yeah. Because I look back, because I'm dope, Sam. I'm fire. And I was giving myself to people based off of hormones and not based off who we both were. Yeah. And that's why I kept being in the situations I am. And I didn't value myself enough. So now that I understand who I am in this world, I know how dope, I know what I bring to any kind of relationship. And so I want people to see that. And so even with my friend in Arkansas, I will reach out to him and call him and leave him a message like, I love you. When I took my team to Arkansas in last September. We went to our HBCU's homecoming. Shout out to Philander Smith. And I seen him. And we drove by the house. I gave him a big hug, like, man, I miss you so much and I love you. And I felt the conviction of him not being able to even embrace me back. Because he knows it's his decisions. And he expects, when we create this world, he expects me to respond a certain way. And when I don't, he's confused. And that's happened up here a lot of times. I remember when BTBSN first started, it was Kia Davenport, Matisha. I had all these people we were doing shows with. And then when I began to do stuff that they didn't understand, instead of them feeling like they can talk to me, they just reacted. And then it started causing all these issues. And I'm like, what are y'all talking about? I was so confused, and it was like something as simple as, why do you care about views? And it wasn't to ask me why I cared about views. It was just like, if he cared about views, it must be because of this and this. When I'm like, I want us to reach as many people as we can because of the message that we're putting out. Mm-hmm. But instead of her having that conversation, she took it as a negative thing and she wore it. So, and then something else will happen and she'll wear that. Something else will happen and she'll let all these things fester up until she's like, well, we need to talk. We need to all talk because this. Instead of when something happens that she don't understand communicating, people build these things up and then they don't understand why I move in peace in those situations. When it's real, it's for real, because I understand. I understand how hard it is to communicate.
Let me ask you this. Knowing that there's been growth in your life over the years, looking back on that situation where you are now, do you feel like there may have been something that you didn't say or didn't do that could have made that situation better?
Because I didn't know. Blackteabrownsuga Network, where it is now, was not part of my goal.
Yeah.
My goal was to do a Sunday night show. My goal was to not be homeless when I moved here.
Yeah.
I want to get a place. I don't want to be homeless again. I had money, and then I had resources, and then I'm like, people want to talk about stuff. Let's start a show. Mm-hmm. I would feel things, but not know how to communicate it or not know what it meant. I would see having a studio space and these visions, but me being it being distorted with trauma made it hard for me to understand, to know how to communicate it. Which is why, again, if you have an issue that you can communicate with me, we can talk about it, because now I can be like, well, I guess, we could. I did see a vision of building a network, and maybe the views can go in, and that's what it took.
I know we talked before, and you were saying like how you had a lot of stuff on your plate, and I was like, that's
and I remember that,
yeah, and I was
needed that,
cool.
man.
I said, but the thing about it, man, is like sometimes you need to build a team to
Yeah,
where you
for real.
build a Hydra. And
Yeah.
it's like, you have like 6 different Eszquires.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So everything is not just all falling on you.
Facts.
From that conversation, what do you think, or have you done something to create that type of thing where everything is just not falling on you?
See, I got Caden here, Nate was here. Oh yeah, I communicate now.
Okay.
Most of my troubles came from my lack of ability to communicate. I felt like I couldn't communicate. Or I felt like all the things that I created in my mind. If I ask people to show up, they're gonna quit. If I ask people to do these things, they're not gonna want to talk to me no more. It's like, no, motherfuckers think I'm just as dope as I think I am.
Yeah.
And for the people that don't, then they just haven't gotten to know me yet. Right. And for me, it's like the awareness of my sacrifice that I know that connects with people, and I know how it benefits them. So I think just connecting and building a team around me, I have actively done that. I'm always doing that. Signing 20 partners. That's so I don't have to do it all. That's like Focus on Renewal down the street. Those are one of our partner contracts we're working on. They're looking to hire like 8 to 10 like subcontract people to do different programs there where they're paying them $25 plus an hour. She's like, if you know anybody, let me know, because I'll hire them first. So again, if we have a network of creatives that's also wanting to teach a photography class, that's wanting to teach then they have the resources and they're paying us to do it.
Right.
And then having upstairs where people live. So it's like right now, it's a constant thing of continuing to establish that structure and that community. And helping people and finding people that understand how important this company is. Because a lot of times working with the kids, sometimes they're looking at a paycheck, or they're looking to make music, or they have their own goals, which is fine and what I want after you understand what this company means to the people that you serve. And
I could dig that, right? And then I'm thinking about how you were talking about relationships before, and you were saying, I can't be vulnerable with you if I don't know you. I don't know you. So like, I'm just thinking about that when you say people come in for a paycheck, and it's like they'll come in for a paycheck because they don't know you.
Because they don't know me. Exactly. It's not personal.
It's not personal. Exactly.
It's
about
not
the
personal.
business.
Yeah.
To be like, all right, cool. I'm gonna do more than what this paycheck.
Yep. The first day we had summer interns, I was like, I want y'all to it was strictly spent on research. Research BTBSN. Learn about us. We got videos, we got podcasts, we got articles, we got newspaper. Google us. I think it was like 20 things I had everybody find out. We talked about it and had conversations, because I realized before that a lot of these kids just don't know. They don't know what it takes to build a company. They don't know what it takes. They don't understand the sacrifice. And a lot of times it's the same with their parents. These kids that I talk to have the relationships that they have with their parents because they don't understand their parents. Yeah. They don't understand what it takes to raise bills. They just understand what it takes to raise their siblings. Yeah. And so they go out in the real world thinking they're ready to have kids and not ready to handle life.
And the parents don't understand the kids. it's a two-way street.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, absolutely. 1,000. Absolutely.
Like now that I'm older, it's crazy because my dad is 77, and I didn't know, just a small thing. I didn't know that my dad, when he was young, he used to shine shoes. I didn't know that. I got an uncle that I knew that shine shoes, but I always thought my dad worked in the not the military, but the mill. He was in the military. He got kicked out, and then he, got into the mill way back in 1966. Right? He worked there for 40 years. I'm like, I didn't know that. And then there was a time that he had got caught up in some trouble. He's in jail, and he got out. And we was at a cafe, and we were talking, and I was telling him what I wanted to do. And I'm like, man, this is the first time that I don't think it was the first time he asked me what you want to be when you grow up. But it was one of the first times that I really had an answer. Because, coming up, man, I didn't have an answer. Like, graduated high school, I didn't know what I was going to do. I remember I graduated, and my dad was like, look, you either going to get a job or you can go to college. But you ain't going to be sliding your knees up under my table, eating up all my damn food, and you ain't contributing.
I mean, so concise with descriptions. Slide your knees under my table.
So,
I had to think about what that means.
So it was crazy because the school that I went to in Youngstown, it was kind of hood. And I remember just one school, like one college came there. It was a business school from Pittsburgh, Sawyer's Business School. And they came and they had called and left a message. And they're like, we'll be in your town, if you want to come see us and talk about college and blah, blah, blah. So let's say that happened on a Wednesday. He asked me on Thursday, so what you want to do? And I was like, I didn't want to say, I don't know, because I got tired of saying that. I was like, I think I want to go to college, Dad. Trying to act like I was, knew what I was talking about. I said, yeah, there's actually a college who's coming into town, and they're going to do some interviews with us and blah, 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 blah.
Sophisticated. I know what I'm talking about, Dad.
And didn't know what the hell I was talking about. So he was like, all right. So we went to the hotel where they were doing it. I signed up. They had a list of stuff. I'm like, I don't know about none of this stuff. So I saw something that said travel. That's the first thing I saw. I was like, I want to go to school for that. It was like travel and hospitality management. He's like, you sure? I'm like, yeah, because I ain't doing no accounting.
And this was like paper. You were filling out paperwork.
It was just a piece of paper with like all of the stuff. I was like, I'm thinking to myself, like, I was never good at math, so it's not going to be accounting. I'm thinking business. I probably got to know math for that. You know what I mean? So I was like, yeah, I definitely want to do that. Definitely want to go for that. That's what I want to go for. Had no clue what it was about. It's like working in hotels and airlines and stuff like that, but whatever. So I came up here and did that and graduated. Like, I just wanted to go to school, get a little quick degree, and get into the workforce so I could make money because I wanted to leave Youngstown. And when I saw travel, I'm like, I can leave Youngstown, right? So I picked that, did that, came to Pittsburgh, and I've been here ever since. And like I said, I got into the workforce, man, and then I didn't start acting until I was 30.
So yeah, you're acting. You got a play coming up.
Yeah.
Right? What's this play?
We're doing Joe Turner's Come and Gone, Pittsburgh Playwrights Theater. We're gonna be doing that for the month of August, pretty much, and the first, I think, 2 weekends of September. I think we're doing that all the way up until September 10th or something like that. You think I would know that?
You should.
But I don't. I'll be there.
Where can we get ticket or information at?
PittsburghPlaywrightsTheater.com or something. If you like real talk, if you type in Joe Turner's Come and Go and Play in Pittsburgh, it'll just pop up and give you the information.
Who's Joe Turner?
Joe Turner, you don't know who Joe Turner is?
I'm
From Arkansas?
Oh shit! I thought it was somebody from the hill. Nah,
dude. First of all, Joe Turner has nothing to do with Arkansas. Do you know who August Wilson is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
August Wilson wrote a play called Joe Turner's Come and Gone.
You from Arkansas? Fuck you, Sam. This is the whole cruise. I mean, the whole fucking cruise that we was on.
Whoa, don't
Sam,
forget about the freestyle session.
Man.
So, but no, August Wilson wrote a play about Joe Turner's Come and Gone. I play a character. His name's Seth Holly. He is the owner and operator of a boarding house. Takes place in Pittsburgh back in 1911.
Oh wow.
And there is a stranger who's coming looking for his wife. And there's a couple other things that go in there with it, but it's a pretty dope story, man. August Wilson is a phenomenal playwright and talent. Shout out to August Wilson. But yeah, we're gonna be doing that at August Wilson's house on Bedford Avenue.
The new house they rebuilt or remodeled?
They kind of remodeled it, yeah. But this is the house that he grew up in. So we're gonna be doing that in the backyard. I think this will be this will be like the fourth play that we've done. It'll be the fourth play that we've done in the back of August Wilson's house. The first one was 7 Guitars. The second one was King Hedley 2. The third one was it's a play about the third one was Jitney.
She be killing me, man, with these laugh outbursts.
Joe Turner's coming, going to be the first.
She be trying her best to hold it in, and then a little squeak come out.
Joe Turner will be the fourth installment that we do at the house. Then we're also going to be doing some shows at Madison Elementary.
Oh wow!
Up on the hill, up Sugar Top, because Mark Southers, who is producing it and putting it on, he bought that school. So shout out to Mark Southers for doing that and having a place for black actors and white actors and writers and everybody else. It's Pittsburgh Playwrights Theater. It's not like Pittsburgh black only. You know what I mean?
Right.
But we definitely want a lot more black people to show up. We do theater, man. We do August Wilson plays, and like 70% of the audience are white folks. We ain't got no problem with that. But we definitely want it to be more people, more black people to come check it out, man. This is a black story written about black people by a black person. Like, come show some love.
Are these plays filmed?
No.
They're not filmed. Are they allowed to be filmed? Or y'all choose not to film? Oh, they're not allowed.
No, there's like different. You got to get different permissions and stuff like that from his estate, his wife, Costanza. And if I'm not mistaken, she's like not allowing anything to get filmed. But they did allow Denzel to be in charge of executive producing all of his plays and turning them into movies. So that's why they filmed Fences here. Did you see Fences?
Yes, I did.
They did
I was standing right there with you.
Ma Rainey's Black Bottom with Viola Davis and Chadwick Boseman. Yeah, that was the last play that last movie that he did. They did those two. Did they do any others? I think the next one is I think they might be doing piano lessons. Oh, wait. I know they're doing piano lessons right now on Broadway.
Oh wow.
And I think Denzel Washington's son is directing it. And his other son, the actor, one that we all know, what's his name, David Washington. Yeah. I think he's in it with Samuel L. Jackson.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So that's dope. August Wilson is,
I feel like people, especially the younger generation, I feel like they just don't know, man. Like,
no, it's
a
lot of people in Pittsburgh.
Don't
know about
that. Makes sense. No, I mean like just theater in general, man. Theater. What's the difference
between what?
Theater.
It sounds like you're saying theater and literature.
What are y'all saying? Theater. What are you saying? Theater. What are you saying? Theater. Spell it.
So if you go to a movie, where do you go to see movies at?
At the theater.
I'm gonna slap the lisp out your ass, bro. It sounds like you're trying to say theater and literature.
What are y'all saying?
Theater.
Spell it.
Like what? Do you say
TH? Shit. I'm on the spot.
No, you spell it.
I was waiting for somebody to come in.
We'll be doing tutoring along with the photography classes.
Okay, Google.
It's gonna give you two.
How do you spell theater?
Theater is spelled Theater.
What? I feel like we're saying the same thing. We'll move on.
So let me say this. So what you're thinking is there's theater.
Yeah.
Theater, and then there's theater, Theatre.
Yeah.
And you're saying theatre.
I'm saying the second one.
Yeah, because you're stupid. But
Theatre. I bet you I'm right. I think y'all are all of y'all are spelling it wrong.
You can spell them both ways and be right.
Because you can't say them both ways and be right.
Right. No. That's where you're wrong at. See, I'm gonna tell you where you're wrong at.
No, see, y'all. I feel like y'all are mad because y'all.
No,
because I'm.
It's like gray. You can spell gray Gray or Grey, and you'll be right.
Now, what's the difference between that?
You're
The
not
E and the
saying
A.
grey.
But no.
If you mix black and white together,
that's
you'll
different.
get grey.
But what's the difference between the gray with an E and the gray with an A?
Just
The shade or something?
no. It's just you could spell it either way.
Like,
Yeah, the Gray is darker gray than Grey.
Does it get darker with the vowel? I didn't know the vowel changed the tone. The tone of it. I wasn't sure.
Along with photography classes, we're going to have spelling bees.
Shit, we all learned it. I thought, hey man, I was in a spelling, actually in a spelling bee.
I was until we lost. He said I was in the spelling bee. We all was. A spelling bee. We all was. Some of us just didn't make it.
Sam, you funny. No, I was.
Esquire.
I made it to
spell the.
I made it to the second.
Thank you. Go ahead, sit down now.
I was in the finals of the spelling bee.
Oh, okay.
I reached the
what
finals.
word knocked you out?
I don't even remember.
Theatre.
It was some stupid shit like that though, like where one letter was like that's why I don't go to school. Fuck, in spelling bees and extracurricular time. I'm going home.
Don't tell me theater like kicked you in your head.
Theater. No, it wasn't. I wonder what word it was, but I definitely
We're going
remember.
into the movie theater.
That's when you say it proper when you're talking to people.
You say it wrong when you say it like that.
Theater.
You sound like Medea.
How do I what? Say sinner. Centra. The fuck? Centra. Centre. Every time I pass by Centra Street, I make a right. Centra.
No, you know Center Street. But it's spelled Centre.
Caden, don't let these.
Caden, I like you.
Don't let these adults.
I like you, Caden. No,
don't let them.
Caden showed him that you don't say century.
He did.
You say
did,
center.
Didn't he? I caught it. No, I caught it. I caught it.
Caden is a G for that. How old are you, Caden? 17. And you smarter than him, and he's 30. Okay, listen to the words that I'm saying from my mouth.
Okay, not write it down.
And the letters.
Okay.
C. O.
Okay.
S. T. E. Spells what?
Can you use it in the sentence?
That would be me saying it.
Cost.
Thank you.
No,
You just want to do something different.
No, that wasn't a one. I wanted to make sure.
Lacoste.
Lacoste. I feel like why put it there if it's not going to be used?
What's your name?
Esquire.
How do you spell it?
ESZS.
What?
All right, thank y'all so much for tuning in.
Once he realized,
because you got an enunciated name, Sam.
Right. I ain't got time to waste.
Supposed to be there.
I ain't got time to waste.
Every letter is used. Sam.
He said ESZSZ.
That's
choir. This is our sister choir.
All right, we back. All right, is there any questions one more time? Is there anything anybody want to add? You too, Caden. I know you work here, so we talk a lot more, but.
Here to ask you, how do you say that word? We're not going there again. We're not doing that again.
All right, man. If not, man, I appreciate you, Sam, for sliding through, man. I really do, man. This is the very first time I am practicing being vulnerable, practicing communication. This is all practice for me. And then I appreciate you for being up here to help me because you definitely said you was coming and it kept me from canceling. So I appreciate it. And I appreciate y'all for coming out and being here today. Caden, I thank you for being a part of it. Nate, thank you. Evan, who's at the studio, holding the studio down right now in Savannah. Thank y'all. Shara, Aaliyah, thank y'all for everything y'all are doing as part of the Blackteabrownsuga Network as well. We will see y'all.
I have a
next
question.
Saturday. Oh shit.
Having gone through everything that you've gone through, no, I'm just playing. Is there any good food around here?
Ooh, what kind of food you want?
Good.
What's your budget? Good.
I mean,
That matters.
Yeah, I got $3 or $4.
I can send y'all to Shay and Bays.
What's that?
I hadn't been there because they cost a lot, but everybody talk about they fire. They think seafood restaurants on Chartiers. And if y'all get some, y'all might as well bring it back here because like you excited about it. Share
Well,
that
you got to
excitement.
realize that gas is not $1.77 no more. So
Did you get gas at
Yes.
that
Sheetz.
day? At Sheetz?
Yes.
Did you get gas at Sheetz on 4th of July?
it was 1776.
I miss
But
not having a car.
Let me
for
tell you
that
this.
reason.
I promise you on everything I love, and I took a picture of it. I already had gas. I had to have a tank. I went over there and filled my tank up. It cost me $17.76 on the nose. And that's how much the gas was per gallon.
1776.
Yep.
That's when
The year of independence.
independence. Damn. Was that a coincidence? Did you take a picture of it?
Yeah. Did you not hear
You
me?
missed the shit. Oh, I did miss the picture.
Save it. Save it and post it. 'Cause that was dope.
That's what I'm asking. Can you post
That's
it?
the first thing I said when I said.
So you started off this conversation by saying you posted a picture of Crown Apple that needed to be replaced. Got you.
I took a picture of this bottle of Crown Apple that I had that was leaning over.
I think
that
I
never spilled.
I
Did
think
you
I
see
still
it?
got a.
No,
No,
did you take a picture?
I think I still got a picture of the bottle of Crown Apple that I found in the room. I think I still got a picture of that because I was excited. I think I sent you a picture of it. Did I
This-
send you a picture of it?
Yeah,
I
I
don't
think so.
I don't like Crown Apple no more because of that. It's conviction. Every time I drink it, I think about how much I let you down by drinking your Crown. I write about it, how much I let you down. Poetry night is based upon that every time.
Freestyle a poem right now about it.
All right.
Quiet in the room when the poet's on stage.
I let Samuel down. He had some apple. I drunk his Crown. You know what? I'm not. I'm not a freestyler. Let me write some shit, and then we gonna revisit this. Thank y'all so much, man. I appreciate you for being here. That is our time, man. We'll see y'all next time.
Years ago, we went on a cruise. I
Thank
was
y'all.
very sneaky, so I snuck on some booze.
Oh, you got it.